You had asked me to do a review of what I did and did not use in my hospital bags. So let's start with the labor kit. In my labor kit, I used lip chap. I did not use anything else. My labor wound up being very quick, and I mean, I had like an outfit picked out, and I wound up going to the hospital in a bathrobe and sweatpants and a shirt. Like just some random stuff that Joe and Joe's mom like convinced me to put clothes on so we could get to the hospital in time. I would have gone naked personally. I had all this lovely labor aid. All these lovely labor aid ideas, none of which I used. It's so ironic because when I was packing my hospital bags, I thought it was so silly that I was recommended to bring chapstick. Like, it was the second thing that was recommended to bring. And I even commented in my video about how it was silly that I was recommended to bring chapstick. I'm researching what to pack in my hospital bag, and in this book I'm reading, the second thing is lip balm. I'm not sure why moisturizing my lips is supposed to be like a primary concern, according to this, for what to bring, but apparently moisturizing my lips will be really important. And then chapstick, it's the only thing I actually used. Yep. Okay, for my baby bag for Sam, I wound up using everything I packed with the exception of the baby lotion, which you don't actually put on newborn babies because their skin is too sensitive. I did not use a pacifier for the couple days we were there. And I did not use mittens on Sam while we were at the hospital. Joe and I wound up never using mittens with him. He scratched his face maybe like 1 or 2 times, but we just don't bother with them at all. But the outfits, receiving blankets, the wipes I said I was going to bring, I used all that. And it was really fun. And the hats, it was really fun to dress him up at the hospital. The mummy and daddy bags turned out to be the most useful bags that I had packed for us because, like I said, labor kit, I didn't use anything but lip chap, didn't have time, and baby bag, I used everything that was there, but I could have got away with just using what the hospital provided for us. It was really the mommy and daddy bags that were the most useful. So I'm going to watch the first 20 seconds of my video because in that I just show a slide with the toiletries, our clothes, whatever, and I'll tell you what we did and didn't use. So, toiletries. We used all the toiletries that we brought with us. I didn't really use any makeup, just a little like eyeliner before we had guests, but I was glad that I brought makeup just because it gave me the flexibility to know that if I wanted to get a little more dressed up, I could have. A pajama kit. I used everything in our pajama kit. Having cozy clothing to wear was essential. My at the hospital clothes. We were just there for one night, but even if we had been there for a couple nights, I think I would have just stayed in pajamas, to be honest. I don't think I would have bothered to put on like a cuter top or anything, and I was pretty much just topless unless we had people coming over, so even for shirts, I didn't care. Undergarments. I used all the undergarments, like, you know, underwear, which I did. You do change your underwear frequently because of the lochia, because of the bleeding. But I didn't wear the shorts I was planning to bring to wear over top of like the pad and your underwear. They give you a pair of, or at my hospital they gave me a pair of like loose shorts that did the same job. I also did not wear my maternity bra because I bought it as a 34C. But then after my milk came in, I would have fit into like a 34 double D, and it just was not comfortable to wear. Fun fact about bras, I have myself properly sized recently, and I'm actually supposed to be wearing like a 28 or 30 band size and wearing like an F cup. So go ahead and get yourself professionally sized. Joe's clothes. Joe wore all of his clothes he planned to bring. For the breastfeeding things, I'm so glad for the breastfeeding items that I brought right up front. I brought my nursing pillow, which I needed. I brought my nipple cream, which was such a godsend. Wearing nipple cream after every feed meant that I didn't have any cracked nipples or bleeding or scabbing or any of that. And I wore those washable or disposable nursing pads because actually my milk didn't come in at the hospital, but I still wore them anyways. I was nervous about sudden leakage. The nursing cover I used when I had guests over. Yeah, breastfeeding stuff should be a major priority when you're packing your hospital bag because you breastfeed right from the get-go. So make sure you have anything you want to have with you, and use that nipple cream after every single feed. Even if you think you don't need to, it'll save you so much hassle. The IKEA bag of linens. I'm really glad that Joe and I brought our nursing pillow, like I said, a little pillow for more comfort, our own pillow, and a sleeping bag for Joe to sleep in. We used all the linens we brought. It just made things feel a lot more comfortable and home-like. When you're at the hospital, you're going to feel out of your element, and you're going to be so enamored with your baby and overwhelmed with all these new hormones and emotions that you have. But it's just really nice to have little comforting things at home. Even if you bring your own pillowcase, which is not difficult to pack, or your own towel if you have a towel that you always use. Little things like that just make your stay a lot more home-like. And then I added my last-minute pack items. We did use the frozen dinners we brought. I did use my bathrobe at the hospital. Our cell phone and chargers we used. I wound up not bringing my computer. I don't know if I said I was going to. I definitely used my camera, and was glad I brought my charger just in case. But like I said, we were there for a short visit, just one overnight, so we didn't need to charge anything. One thing I would like to add about the hospital bags is that I was anticipating that I would go past my due date, that I would deliver probably like 41 weeks or so, and I wound up having Sam at 39 weeks and 38 weeks and 5 days. So Sam was 2 weeks earlier than I was expecting him to be born, and a week and a couple days before his due date. The reason I mention that is because I think packing the hospital bags is one of those things as a pregnant person that really solidifies the fact that you are going to go into labor and you are going to have a baby. And to me, there was like an anxiety about packing my hospital bags, or an anxiety and comfort. Like I was anxious about doing it because it confirmed that I was definitely going to go into labor at some point, but there's a comfort in being prepared. And what I'd like to share is that you really want to have your hospital bags completely finished by like 38 weeks, because I went into labor a lot earlier than I expected, and when I did go into labor, my labor was only 7 hours, which that might sound long, but it just flew by. We were only at home, I woke up at like 5ish, Joe woke up at 7:30, and then we left the house 3 hours later, and I was in active transitional labor. So Joe did not have time, not very much time, to just quickly throw together my last minute items that I had, like my going home outfit. He quickly just grabbed things, and my chargers. Thankfully, the night before, I had printed out the hospital bags, like what Joe needed to bring, and I had like step-by-step instructions, like my coming home outfit, it's in this black storage unit in the second compartment. I want this shirt and I want this pair of pants, and I made it really explicit what I wanted, and I'm so glad I did. And Joe said he's glad I did, because in the moment, things for us, it was unusual. Things went so fast that Joe felt frantic. Like I was in labor on my own pretty much for the whole beginning stuff, and he had to quickly pack the bags and get it into the car, and it was kind of a gong show. So having things pre-packed was great. Having a list to refer to, he said, was great, and it gave him like a step-by-step what to bring. So yeah, pack your bags, girls. Don't wait on it. Have anything you want, like a list or anything, just really organized, ready to go, because the labor, it can happen sooner than you expect. I know I owe you guys a few videos here, and I'm excited to do them. I'm not sitting down taking the time to do it. Like right now I'm supposed to be making dinner, but I'm making a video for you. So that's my hospital bag review. If you have any questions, let me know. Take care. Bye.